there's loyalty. If I have a child, there's royalty. I'm my own boss, now I'm moving independent. I just got another chicken, then I've been around independent.
But then my old boss, you getting money. Yeah, them my old. You say but them my old boss, you getting money. Then the broke coat, I'll tell you when it. Tell you when it. You say but them my old boss, you getting money. Then the broke coat, I'll tell you when it. Tell you when it.
I'm a youngin' getting money, baby. All my youngins screaming, fuck you, pay me. All my homies there rap for me. And all your homies tryna rap for free. Go get it, take pride in that. Fuck my family, I die for that. Touch any sister, do time for that. Look into my eyes and you know I'm about my business. I just turned the 8 to 33 and call it pippin'. Damn, walk through the door, they go for me. Small circle, that's loyalty. If I have a child, that's royalty. I'm my own boss, now I'm moving independent. I just got another chicken, then I'm going business.
Yo. What's up, y'all? We are talking about today. Today, we are talking about the biggest winners and the losers of the draft that went on this season. Now, we know that most of our teams really needed help. Those of us that watch football in the cities that we're at, we know that most of the time our team that we pick, they need some type of help because, you know, two things is a situation. Either we got a losing team in our city or we're burdened by injuries. And this year trade situation was heavy and hefty. It was like, you know, win or lose, hit or miss, you're going to be able, whatever picks you're going to do is going to actually get you inside of the playoffs, hopefully to the Super Bowl. Welcome to the review with the gingerbread man. My name is Bro Claude, and I am here to bring you the new information of what we're doing and grading the NFL trades as of today. And this is STEADYSERV Sports ENT, an extension of Simply Ball Dropping Podcast with my main man, KEYSHA. What's up, KEYSHA? Shout out to the full court trio. Shout out to the Players Club. You know what I'm saying? Everything's going on. It is football season. We in week 9 going into week 10. And also college basketball, the women's college basketball is here. This is day 3. You know what I mean? The women's college basketball. We'll be covering that pretty much soon. I'll be on that in the morning on the review. But listen. We are here to talk about who won and who lost in the trades. But first, I'm gonna do some maintenance. What's up, Jacob? I see you in the building. I see you here. It says, let's grade deals from the 2025 NFL trade deadline. It says, when the deal happens, we often hear the old age that it will take years to know how well each team did in the draft. It says, to that, we say it's nonsense. General managers don't get the benefit of hindsight while they're making these decisions. So why should we as fans, people that watch football, why should we, you know what I mean, not be able to help for the evaluation or give our takes on the evaluation on the trades of who won and who lost? It says that's a long way of saying that we are big fans of the trades, which documents the reaction of the momentum of a deal that's made. When grading trades, we evaluate them each team based on a field impact, a cap implications, draft compensation, and the effect with the context of the team overall short-term and long-term outlook. You know what I mean? So we base our decisions on how we grade a trade, on how, you know what I mean, what the impact gonna be, you know, right then when somebody make a trade, you making a trade to make a difference right then. It's a little different coming into the draft because you know you got rookies that you bringing in on your team and they need development, they need reps, they need, you know what I mean, they need, you know what I mean, grace and mercy on their mistakes and what they don't know and what they do know. But most of the time when you making a trade, you making a trade to, you know what I mean, better improve your team right then, right now. That's the right now impact that you know what I mean, you actually going up and doing. So we're gonna talk about the actually who won and who lost in the trade. We're gonna take that play by play. And I was just waiting for my partner in crime to come up. Call my partner in crime, Duvall. You know. we gonna look. We gonna go over everything that's going down right now. Hit the ball. Tell him that we up. The Chargers and the Chargers trade the CBA to Taylor to CB Taylor to the Jets. CB Taylor is a grade that they was given. He's a feasible product that they was looking for. They traded him for a 2028 conditional 7th round draft pick. So conditional, I don't really know what conditional would really be. It says that the Jets traded with Chargers trade CB Taylor. It says the Jets and Chargers snuck in a trade right before the deadline that helped New York fill in some nickel depth after the Jets had previously dealt with Michael Carter the second. Taylor had been buried on the Chargers depth chart, playing only 12 defensive snaps this season, but he did get on the field in previous seasons and has played 682 coverage snaps over his career. In that time, Taylor had recorded 1.3 yards per coverage snap, worse than average for a lot of corners, and 33 total EPA allowed. Taylor does not figure to start for the Jets, even with Carter gone. Javaris Brownlee Jr., who filled in and played well while Carter was out because of the concussion earlier this season, seems to have that job, but Taylor might get more than 12 snaps inside the New York Jets organization. That said the compensation for Taylor, a free agent after this year, was as minor as it gets. A 2028 conditional 7th round pick. Without knowing the conditions, it's unclear how likely it's the Jets will end up sending that pick to LA. So they grade that as a B. You know what I mean? So the Chargers sent CB Taylor to the Jets because, of course, the Jets is going through injuries also. What's up, Miss D? What's happening? Bring it up for you guys. So they grade that as a B in ESPN. Then the next one was the Saints trade OT Penn to Chargers. OT Trevor Penning. The Chargers get OT Trevor Penning, and the Saints get a 2027 6th-round pick. Chargers grade for getting that Penning was a C plus. The Saints grade was a B because they got a 2027 6th-round pick. I don't know how excited we would be. What's up, Miss D? It says, I'm still mad about my Lions not making a move. Yeah, they need to make some type of moves. Yeah, they need to make some type of move. You know, everybody making moves. You know, I don't like those teams. You know how I am even with the Sky, wasn't making no moves. You know, I don't like GMs that don't make no moves. You talk about your squad straight, and you ain't moving the needle, but you ain't making no damn moves. Yeah, that's crazy work for me. The Chargers offensive line situation looked great heading into the training camp. Now it's just the bleak. Seasons ending injury struck Rashawn Slater in August. And now Joe Alto, it says the interior has struggled overall. The Chargers ranked 29th in passing block win the rate of 27th in run block win rate then this season. And that with Alt playing great when he was on the field, somehow the 6-3 and contenders, the 6-3 and contenders with the 76% chance to reach the playoffs and a 4% shot to win in the Super Bowl. There go my boy. To win in the Super Bowl, according to ESPN Football Power Index, though those don't try reflect in all injury.
Hey, bro, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I don't know why.
Can you hear me? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Can you hear me, Duval? I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't hear you. Can't hear me?
I can hear you. Huh.
Yeah, everybody putting a 1. Everybody that's in the chat, put a 1 in the chat. Oh, Tulip says she can hear me.
I still can't hear you, bro, Claude.
Damn. Come in and come back out.
For whatever reason.
Come in, come back out, Duval.
Still can't hear you. Okay. Let me see something.
They say we hear you. Go out and come back.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I've been hearing you from the beginning.
For whatever reason, I had to come on my speakers. It's not coming through my
my earbuds. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I heard you from the beginning, brother. Yeah, what we was talking about was we on the second draft. We covered the first draft with the Chargers trading CB Taylor to the Jets for the a conditional 7 pick, and they graded the Jets with a B on the trade, and the Chargers with a B, even though it's a conditional trade and it's a 7 pick. I don't get that one. You know, they dealt it for Michael Carter III. You know, he got hurt.
Yeah. I don't got too much on that one. You know what I'm saying?
Right. The Saints traded OT Penny to the Chargers. They rated the Chargers They gave the Chargers a C plus, and they gave the Saints a B because they got the 2027 sixth round pick.
Penny was supposed to be a good offensive lineman at one point, but his game had fell off. So I
That's
think
what they
that's why.
say.
So that's why I believe he was available. Unfortunately, they're not getting the Penny that was once a Pro Bowler, but they get somebody.
Absolutely.
I think they could somebody that's serviceable, say to get by until the all season. Unfortunately, with the injuries to Joe Alt and Slater, both for the Chargers, which is why Justin Herbert is the most hit quarterback in this year's NFL because of it.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. So the next thing was, which I'm excited about, because we got a lot of people on the injury, and then Dayo, Dayo Dinyingbo, he out with his Achilles. He had a good start, and then his Achilles, he ruptured his Achilles. So the Browns trade edge rusher Trayan Shayanka to the Bears. It says edge Joe Trayan Shayanka, 2026 seventh round pick. The Browns get a 2026 sixth round pick. They grade both trades a B.
Yeah, the Bears could use a pass rusher. I thought they would be in the Jalen Phillips sweepstakes, or or even sniff around with the Bradley Chubb and see what that was about. But
Yeah.
they went with this trade, which is a low cost trade, but at the same time, I just thought they would have went big game hunting, especially with Chicago Bears being 5-3 at the halfway point. They're in the middle of the playoff race. They're the 8th seed, they're the 7th seed at the moment.
Right. So we're gonna be in rotation with Austin Booker. So that's a real good thing. But I thought they was gonna get my man from the Raiders. I wanted to be in them sweepstakes. You know what I'm saying? They was talking about they had him on the board yesterday. It was reported in the Tribune that what's his name from the Raiders? The one that was giving
That's Crosby.
yeah.
Crosby.
Yeah, Crosby. They had him on the board yesterday, brother Duvall, and they didn't have a deal to get him. Yeah, they didn't have a deal to get him, man. It was reported in the Sun Times that they had him on the board, and they was really willing and dealing with him all day. And then Trayan Shayinka ended up being the pick that they got for the Browns, but they still was trying to get Crosby in the midst of all of that, but that didn't go through.
I know the Crosby is gonna be very expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about like I said, you talking about somebody that's a perennial Pro Bowler, somebody that's a game changer defensive end. He's somebody that they call a game wrecker. And so when you got that, it's gonna cost a first round pick plus, Case in point, somebody that we might be speaking about as you go down this list, that'll be the guy named Quinn Williams. He went for a first round pick plus because he was a all pro and a game record as a defensive lineman. So, but let's see if we get to him. But I understand why Max Crosby was a move based on the price tag it was on cost.
Yeah. I mean, he was gonna be a pretty penny because that's what he is. Even though he was injured last year at the end of last year, and then they didn't think he was gonna be ready for training camp based on the injury that Crosby had, but he was ready to go. So he came in on fire. Like, man, he been putting pressure on him. Like, seriously, since game one, he been putting pressure on them. I don't know how they really looking and losing with my man at the wheel as a quarterback. But you know, I just think that the Raiders still need to make some moves, and maybe they need to go through maybe they need to go continue to go through the draft to get the pieces that they want. I know definitely they messed up when they didn't get SHEDEUR. They definitely did that.
Mm. No. We talk Oakland. Yeah, they should have went. They should have went
Las
the Shedeur
Vegas.
route.
Las Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah, I call them Oakland. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still, you know what I'm saying. Emotionally, you still feel like they're in Oakland, but
Like me with the Brooklyn Dodgers. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, the Las Vegas Raiders should have gotten Shedeur. I mean, they put too much eggs in Geno Smith basket. You know, so they would have had somebody they could have threw out there when Geno Smith became Geno Smith.
Hmm.
But you know, say they went a different direction. They might could get Shedeur this offseason because you know what I'm saying, if the Browns ain't gonna play on, he got to be on the market somehow.
Yeah, the Browns ain't gonna play. Then let's go to the next one. Jets trade DT Williams, what you just talked about, to the Cowboys for DT Smith uh,
Mm-hmm.
in the picks. So Quinn and Williams, Quinn Williams and Mozzie Smith, 2026 second round pick, 2027 first round pick. Cowboys get an F grade for this trade, and the
Mm-hmm.
Jets get an A.
I understand why. Let me talk about from the Cowboys angle first. You already had a game record in Michael Parsons, but you let him go because you didn't want to pay him no money.
Right.
And so now you get a worse version of a defensive player, which is what Quentin Williams. You know, he's a perennial All Pro, but you know, say he's not the best in the league like Michael Parsons was.
Sure.
Yes, you know, say Quentin Williams costs a lot less on your
Awesome.
cap,
Yeah.
but as far as compensation and everything else, when it comes to the Cowboy, that wasn't smart. It wasn't smart, you know, say to do that when you know that you already had Michael Parsons in your building and you allowed him to go because you didn't want to pay him $40 something million. Now for the Jets, I understand why they say it's an A grade because at this point you got to tear it all down, start all over. They said especially in the 2027 NFL draft, they said that draft supposed to be one of the best drafts in NFL history. And so if that's the case, you know what I'm saying, you might want to save up whatever draft capital that you have to really put yourself in the best position to get you a quarterback of the future.
Yeah.
Because the Jets been at mediocrity too long for them not to find them a quarterback that could at least have them competitive. I mean, case in point, in their own division, look what Jake May is doing with the New England Patriots. You know what I'm saying? When you got Drake May and his young talent, and then Josh Allen, he's in his prime, and then you
Mhm.
got, Tua, which they probably gonna have to rip the band-aid off for Tua and start off at quarterback with him. You can't be competitive if you don't got a quarterback that you know what I'm saying, somebody that you can win with. So the Jets is doing the right thing, ripping the band-aid off and getting as many draft picks as possible to really find a quarterback that they feel like could take them to the promised land in the future.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling that whole thing that you just said because if you think about the position that Miami's in with Tua, it's like I don't know what they doing at this point. So we'll get to them. They on, I mean, and then they not making real significant trades. So one thing that I did say, "What's up, ADP? What's going on, big dog?" She wins. One thing that I am saying though, Duvall, is that I hate general managers, no matter what sport that you in. I hate general managers that do not make moves.
Mm.
I don't like the sitting on your sword type of the thing that Jeff Pagliosha did, pretty much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like my man over there on the Raiders really did. You know what I'm saying? Last year. That's why he in the situation he in this year. You got what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you really I don't like, you know what I mean? You behind the eight ball and you ain't making moves. the Browns is making moves, but the Browns is clearing house. So everything is for sale. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much with the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
They trying to tank. At this point, they just trying to tank. They ain't trying to play SHEDEUR. They really ain't trying to put him out there, because some people said that the tanking is here, is clear. They want uh SHEDEUR to be preserved for next year so that he could be up to be the starting quarterback, the franchise player, and then they also still gonna draft a quarterback in this draft that's coming up. But more of that, we'll get down to that with the Browns. But most definitely, this trade, the way I see this trade, is absolutely disgusting what the Cowboys have been doing. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. You let your marquee player go to Green Bay. I just don't get it, brother. You know what I'm saying? Because you couldn't, because he wouldn't, because of pride.
Basically.
Because of pride. And the man deserve it. Who don't you see real quick what happened? Who ain't gonna want a Parsons on their squad?
Mm.
But Jerry Jones, being Jerry Jones,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Doing bonehead type of stuff. See, that's the difference between what you said before. I know when we were talking about, selling the sky, you made a statement that still stuck with me. You said there are rich people that make bonehead moves, and there's rich people that make a statement. And
Mm-hmm.
that guy is a straight bonehead. Seriously, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
he ain't. We looking at the Cowboys. This is the Dallas Cowboys over the last 30 years not be productive.
Yeah. That's true.
Over the last 30 years with Jerry Jones saying he fired his GM, right? He said he was going to do it, right? Right?
Yeah.
Well, how did that turn out? Is it looking kind of good? He probably needs to take his ass and get an incontinent, get it, get one of them reports that Biden had. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah.
make him start. You don't touch your nose, raise your leg. He needs to do one of those because the shit that he doing, it don't make no sense. So the Saints trade the right wing, Shaheed to the Seahawks. I think for Rashid, they got the Seahawks get Rashid, but they give up a 2026 fourth round pick and a 2026 fifth round pick, which could be, listen, which the Seahawks probably need that depth because they playing pretty good right now, but going into 2026, they definitely needed those picks to beef up to try to make a Super Bowl run. I don't know, man. I'm just saying that's how I think about it. But they gave the Seahawks for the trade A minus, and the Saints, of course. Anything that the Saints can acquire is a B plus. I mean, they got no one.
No one. No one.
So what you think about that, man? The Saints trade.
Let me speak for what you were saying about the Cowboys first, and I'm gonna talk on this because I got some thoughts on this as well. Yeah, Jerry Jones was the GM the whole time, but it was more so Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones making decisions together. But I think they both was having a pissing contest, so he fired Jimmy Johnson. You know what I'm saying, because of pride and ego, not feeling like
Yes.
he getting the credit that he deserved for helping making the Cowboys back to America's team during the '90s, and then he being the GM and sole voice himself. And unfortunately, they went 30 years without even making a NFC championship game. So that's what I'm saying, that's the path that the Cowboys on is at this time. But to talk about this trade right here, I think this trade is a home run trade for the Seahawks. Sam Donald is playing at a high level. Sam Donald is number one in the league in deep ball thrown in the NFL. And
Mm-hmm.
so Jackson, and I hate saying this, JSN, I'm gonna just say that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably playing the second best, if not the best receiver in football. At some point, people gonna start, saying shifting coverage to him, causing him double teams and stuff like that. If that's the case, then you gonna need somebody like a Rashid Saheed to take the top off and make them pay for trying to double cover JSN because, like I said, Rashid is a great deep ball receiver. And I mean,
Yeah,
great.
he was
Mental.
wasting his life over there on the Saints.
Yeah, he had a good situation when Derek Carr was back there. He showed some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Well, Spencer Rattler back there, they got a little drunk. You know what I'm saying? That's the Saints. But for the Seahawks, this is a great trade. This is something that can help you get over the top if they utilize him properly. Now, for the Saints aspect of it is, I ain't think they got enough for him. But like I said, sometimes you just want to rip the band-aid off and just start over. And I think the Saints at a point where they just rebuilding and they just don't take as many assets that they can and just from there like the rebuild the like receiving room in the 2026 draft and whoever they get at quarterback, they'll just start a young team together. You know, Shaheed is young as well. He's a very young receiver, so I don't understand why they got rid of him.
That's what I'm trying to
But
say.
but at the same time, I get it. Like I said, maybe they just want to rip the band-aid off of everything. I
Mm-hmm.
would have thought Olave would have got rid of because, like I said, he's a young receiver too. I think he's 25, 26 years old. No run type receiver, multiple 1,000-yard receiver, but he's on the last year of his deal. He playing on his fifth year option, so he's not even he might be a free agent at the end of the season unless they say franchise tag.
Right.
So that's
Well,
what it is.
well, the thing is that I think to go back on it, I do think that the Seahawks definitely won because, like you said, he was being buried, right? And
Hmm.
feasible. But the Saints also got it because they need those picks. Remember what I just said. They got they got the fourth round pick and the fifth round pick back to back, which they
Yeah.
need that to beef up for to get that line right for the quarterback that they do bring in. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
They need a offensive line just as well. They need everything, dang it. But I would work on my offensive line. You know, if I say this, brother, if I was trying to rebuild the team, and you know you can't have it both ways. I mean, if you do, you just luck up to get these picks that you do get or the trades that you do get. You get them for both sides. The ultimate goal is to beef up both of your sides so that you can have a balanced team, right? But most of the time it don't turn out that way. So me personally, I would try to get my offense together first. I definitely want to try to get my line together. I want to get my tight end, my running back, and my receivers as a third party after I pick my quarterback. You got what I'm saying?
100%. And I understand exactly how you feel. So, like I said again, with the Saints aspect, I just think they stop Pilot Pitts. They gonna, like I said, they gonna get a young quarterback in next year's draft, and
Mm-hmm.
I think they gonna
But they had a chance. I don't get these people. Shador didn't say he wouldn't. He did like he said. He didn't say he wouldn't go to no other team except for the quarterbacks that he know that's going to be a quarterback for that team for like 10, 15 years, possibly.
But I think sometimes you got to understand that once a smear campaign happens, if somebody said they ain't a jet to go into that particular franchise, they already going to be penalized against because, like I said, the word is out. And so I think in the case of Shador, his character's concerns was being overblown by other teams, particularly, I'm gonna be honest with you, the Giants, who really spread a lot of that gospel and
Yep.
disrespect on his name, which caused him to drop. I think those situations like that is the reason why he fell, not because he didn't say he didn't want to go to a particular team.
Right.
You know, his dad had said he didn't want him to go to certain teams when that before Shedeur's senior season, and he had the season that he had. It just, I think in both cases, Shedeur, Dion, and the NFL, they all overplayed their hand and they all look kind of like weak in the situation.
Okay. Well, let's move on. The
Mm-hmm.
Jets, the Jets make another move, brother. See how
Mm-hmm.
active this team, but I like active. You know your team is messed up. Okay? You trying to do whatever you need to do to make the moves to put whatever. Justin Field is playing a lot better. Okay. So now they're trying to make moves while they got a feasible. He's not a great quarterback. Of course, we had him right here in Chicago. They got rid of him. You know, all he did was run, and avoid the sacks. But I will say he just did not really have a good offensive line either. Okay, he ain't have what Caleb got now. Caleb didn't have it last year either. But anyway, in the trade with the Colts and the Jets, the cornerback Gardner to the Colts for the wing Mitch picks. It says the Sauce Garden uh, goes to the Colts, and then of course Adonai Mitchell in 2026 first round pick and 2027 first round pick go. Uh, the Colts get a grade D for Sauce Gardner. I don't know why, but I'm gonna let man. They better put some respect on Sauce's name. Anyway, that just pissed me off.
Mm.
No, they better put some. Okay. Colts get a grade D. Jets get a grade A. Who you think really won in this?
Well, the Jets won the trade, but I understand why they gave the Colts a D. You don't trade multiple first round picks unless it's a quarterback.
Sure.
And even with the Jalen Ramsey, when he got traded from Jacksonville Jaguars, and we got two first round picks and a fourth round pick, and the Jets, and not Jets, but the Rams won the Super Bowl with Ramsey. But he only stayed there for, I want to say, 4 years before they
Mm-hmm.
had to trade him again to Miami
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins. Just the cornerbacks is not as coveted as far as in the eyes of GMs as in like quarterbacks or even like left tackles that you'll pay that type of premium for. And,
Mm-hmm.
so, and then also it looked bad on the coast to, you know what I'm saying, to give up that type of capital for Sauce Gardner when you don't have a long term answer at your quarterback yourself. Now people fall in love with this Daniel Jones situation, but
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Jones was the same Daniel Jones in 2022. Went 9-8 with the Giants. They helped them get to the playoffs. They gave him a 4-year deal, and by year two, they couldn't get rid of fast enough. And
Mm-hmm.
so they really putting their eggs in the Dane Jones basket by not putting themselves in a position to sign them a quarter, not sign them a quarterback, but to draft them a quarterback in the first round. In the
Draft them
next
a quarterback. So what you saying is you personally will be out with Justin Fields. They bought in to Justin Fields.
no. Jackson's out with Justin Field. I'm talking the Colts had bought in to Daniel Jones. That's why they gave up two
Okay,
first.
okay, okay,
Because
okay.
that's why they gave up two
I
first.
was misunderstanding. Okay.
They feel like they're a Super Bowl contending team now.
Yes, the Colts
I just
is.
I just don't see James Jones being there. I think James Jones is a middle road quarterback that has a
Mhm.
ceiling. And so you always draft a quarterback in the first round to try to get somebody with a higher ceiling, with a franchise changing type ceiling. And that's not Daniel Jones. But
Mhm.
they gave up two first round picks, so they only have the opportunity to try to get a quarterback in the next two drafts to try to have that ceiling that Daniel Jones do not provide for the Colts. Now the Jets, like I said, is an A. It's an A. I
Mhm.
agree with that because, like I said again, Justin Fields not the answer. They know Justin Fields not the answer. They tried to bench Justin Fields last week, and the only why he
Yeah.
wasn't benched last week because Tyrod Taylor hurt his knee. So like I said, at the end of the day, they gonna strip it down like the Jets supposed to do. They got 2 first-round picks in the 2026 draft, and they got 3 first-round picks in the 2027 draft. So that draft gonna be the draft where they going to have the opportunity, especially that 2027 draft, to get the quarterback that they feel like could take their franchise to new heights. Because, like I said, that quarterback draft gonna be special in 2027. 2026, the quarterback draft is good with Dylan and Westmeyer and all that. I mean, you get by with this draft in 2026, but the 2027
Mhm.
is the draft that everybody been talking about.
It's supposed to be historic, right?
That and the wide receiver draft. Like that's why you
Yeah, the
have
wide receiver draft is real big. I know the Bears also gonna chip in on that.
yeah, that's why you got Jeremiah Smith and you got Ryan Williams from Alabama in that 2027 draft. That's the draft that ooh. But
Yeah,
moving on, you know what I'm saying? But nah, it they had that correct.
yeah. So here go your people.
Mhm.
Jaguars get wide ring Jacoby Myers, and
Mhm.
then the Raiders get 2026 4th round pick and 2026 6th round pick. That's a lot for him. They
Mhm.
say the Jaguars got a C plus, the Raiders got an A.
I'm not. So you ready for me to get my thoughts on this?
Go. You need the horn?
No, I don't need the horn. Nah, I ain't gonna roast him like that. But I will say this though. I'm gonna be objective, real objective. ESPN is dumb as hell, and I'm gonna tell you why I say they dumb as hell. That grade should be A- to B+ grade, and I'm gonna tell you why. The Jacksonville Jaguars lead the league in drops. The sure-handed receiver that got traded in this in this trade deadline is Jacoby Myers. Do you know in
Yes.
the last, I want to say last 2 years, he had 0 drops. In the last 4 years, I think he got 4 drops total. And
Yes.
so he's not replacing Brian Thomas Jr., who's supposed to be the number one if he could get back to that, or Travis Hunter, who's somebody that has a potential to be a special wide receiver. He's going to be an addition to those 2 players. He really replaced De'Ami Brown. De'Ami Brown
Okay.
was a big disappointment who we signed in free agency out of Washington. He was somebody that did not he was somebody that did not show the promise that he showed in the playoffs this past season with Washington Commanders. And so Jacoby Myers gonna be replacing him. And he, like I said, he's a sure hand receiver, great off the ball. He's quick twitch. He loves going on the middle and he catch the ball. He don't drop passes. So like I said, that should have been a B minus. That should have been a A- B+ grade for Jacksonville. And for Las Vegas Raiders, I would say that should be a B to B- for them. Because at this point, you got to understand that they also need to tear it down. And they also need as many picks as
Yes.
possible to rebuild that roster. Because like I said, they clearly oversold their hand with Geno Smith, thinking that
Yes.
he's going to be the temporary quarterback for the future when he's not. So if you go into next year's draft needing a quarterback, you still need to put some stuff around, you know what I'm saying, that young quarterback that they draft next year because when it comes to the Oakland Raiders team itself, the only good player that they have at this moment is Asagenti has potential. You know, he's not showing it this year because, you know, the line is bad for the Oakland Raiders. I mean the Las Vegas Raiders. You got Max Crosby, who you wanted for the Chicago Bears, who is a game record pass rusher,
Yes.
a perennial Pro Bowl pass rusher, Hall of
Yes.
Fame pass rusher, basically.
Yes.
And Brock Bowers, who probably is, if not the second or third best tight end in the NFL. But other than that, the cover looked bare for the Las Vegas Raiders. And so if that's the
Mm.
case, they needed those picks to really replenish that roster. And for the Jaguars to give up the fourth and the sixth this next year's draft, for they said for like 9 games, it's worth it to them because they can re-sign Jacoby Myers.
Right.
Like I said, because like I said, De'Armond Brown, who making $10 million this year, he gonna come off the books. They probably gonna still sign David Lloyd, who is their perennial Pro Bowl linebacker at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
He is the Defensive Player of the Year race. David Lloyd for Jacksonville Jaguars, and for Trayvon Walker, they probably gonna let him play on the 5th-year option and see if he could regain his sack form before he got hurt this year. So I think both teams need to make the trade, but the
Mm-hmm.
Jaguars had a A- to B+ trade because I know what Jacoby Myers brings to that team when it comes to being a sure hands for Trevor Lawrence, who needs it, because like I said, his receivers is leading the league in drops with, I want to say it was 28, and the next closest team was 17.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big gap.
So what I'm saying is this: they already got Travis Hunter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, do the Jaguars benefit with Jacoby, or do Jacoby benefit being traded to the Jaguars? That's my real question. Because we know that Travis Hunter, right now, because you done been to the game already, he putting butts in seats. And the Jaguars are very exciting right now to be watched, to be looked at, especially they trying to see the outcome of Travis Hunter playing Iron Man on the squad of the Jaguars. So my whole thing is in this, I don't really look at the grade of it being a C or anything. I think that Jacoby Myers, he benefits going to the Jaguars because of the future that the Jaguars do have, actually ultimately trying to build the team to be playoff / Super Bowl team, starting with when they drafted Travis Hunter this year. So, you know what I mean? Because the stadium full from what
Yeah.
you done told me. So
Yeah.
therefore, when you get those type of people, it's just like Chicago Sky. They not doing what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? With Angel being who Angel is, the stadium is being sold out, right? Towards the end, people was just coming just to see her stand up and just being playing regular clothes. They still was coming. So, you know, I think me, brother, I don't know. I don't agree with the trade. I don't agree with the trade. I think that the Jaguars kind of like they should not have gave up them picks. I know they beat. You know, if you really beefing up your team and you winning now, because that's what the trade is all about, right? Win now, right? The trades is about that, right, bro? So okay, just put your win now hat on. I'm talking to my brother right now. Put your win hat right on. It ain't Jacoby Myers.
I'm gonna answer your question. They both benefit. Yes, Travis Hunter did bring some excitement to the city. Like I said, if they were losing, that stadium would be empty. If Travis Hunter was there or not, it's not like Angel Reese with Chicago Sky. Angel Reese is a international star. The Sky was what? Let's just say 20, 23 and
23 and I think 13.
and they had 21 sellouts. Like I said, they come and see Angel regardless they win or not.
Yeah.
That's a totally different level than what Travis Hunter is for Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, they're not saying that they're not still going to build with Travis Hunter as him being a receiver and defensive back. But Travis
Yes.
Hunter is hurt right now. And so when he come back, he's still going to play his natural position, which is the slot.
Yes.
Jacoby Myers right now is playing the outside along with Brian Thomas Jr. And this team is a win now team because this team is at 5-3. They're 2 back from the division. The coach gonna have a hard schedule coming up. Jaguars gonna have an easier schedule coming up, and the Jaguars play the Colts twice, so they can still win that division. And so those picks that they give up, yes, they gave up 2 picks, but Jaguars had 13 picks already, so now they got 11. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure they'll be all right.
yeah. I
And so
mean, I didn't know that they had 11,
no,
but
they had no,
I'm
they had
just looking.
13.
I'm just looking at them having standard. You know what I mean? 4 to 5 picks, but
No,
if
they
they
had
got 11,
they had 13 before that trade. Now they got
mm,
11. After the trade, they got 11.
okay.
So they had
But my
13
whole
before
thing
that.
is this, brother. I want you to. This is what I was saying.
Hmm.
I feel that Jacoby is benefiting more than what the Jaguars is.
Yeah. Now, from a business standpoint, no, Jacoby Myers don't do nothing. But from a team standpoint, he what they need.
Okay,
He's a sure hand, catch the ball receiver.
sure.
Something they did not have on the team. Travis Hunter was dropping passes. Brian Thomas Jr., who supposed to be number one receiver on the team, dropped the most passes in the league. They needed somebody that they feel like can have sure hands to catch the ball. And that wasn't was on the team at this time. And the wide receiver room was injured. And
Right.
so they needed a Jacoby Myers to come in there, be the sure hands that Trevor Lawrence needs. So you know what I'm saying? So his level of play could pick up to where it needs to be. And
Hmm.
so from a team standpoint, they could make a run to the playoffs. Because like I said, at the end of the day, this team is in a position to win the division if and only if the team itself can continue to improve throughout the season. But you
Hmm.
can't improve if your wide receiver core is being injured and you know what I'm saying, you don't got people to replace them.
That's
So
true.
that is a great trade for both teams because both teams are in different situations. The Oakland Raiders, on the like I said, Las Vegas Raiders need more picks because, like I said, they need to rebuild their roster in addition to whatever quarterback they draft next year. And the Jaguars are in a position where they need to try to catch the Colts. So they need to put themselves in a position where they don't have a limited offense because wide receivers are injured and the other wide receivers can't catch the ball consistently. So they both needed the trade to happen for both teams to move forward in a positive manner.
Hmm. Okay, moving on.
Hmm.
Cowboys. Cowboys get uh, Logan Williams. I mean Wilson. Logan Wilson, linebacker, and then the Bengals get 2026 seventh round pick.
Hmm.
What you think? Ain't too much I got to say on that. I mean,
Mm.
ain't too much I got. I think Jerry stanked it up. This whole situation. You know,
Mm.
I'm real disappointed with Parsons. So I mean, I'm ready for your take on that, brother. I'm passing on that.
Well, I would say this. Logan Wilson is a good linebacker. I think the Cowboys allowed their defense to deteriorate to a
Hmm.
point where it became unwatchable, unfortunately.
They got
Because
beat by the Cardinals, brother.
yeah,
St. Louis.
badly. No, not
They
St. Louis. You
whooped
know,
their
Arizona.
ass. Come
Arizona
on,
Cardinals, yeah,
St.
beat them. Yeah.
Louis. St. Louis, Duval.
No, Arizona Cardinals, brother.
I mean Arizona. I meant that's what I meant. They used to be St. Louis, though. You
Yeah,
know,
they're
I'm
St.
doing like
Louis.
you did.
Nah, it wasn't even St. Louis. Remember, it was
Oh,
Chicago Cardinals first.
man,
Remember,
no,
back in the day, it was Chicago Cardinals.
no, man.
Yeah,
Get on up out of here. It's always been the best. You better get up out of here. We
yeah, but
we've been the best
nah,
for 100 years.
I know y'all been bad since I want to say 1929 or before that. But
Before then, we always been the best.
no, I would say this when it comes to the Cowboys on defense, it got deteriorated. They had like the number one defense in the league in 2022. 2023 they had a high ranked defense. 2024 it slipped to like top five, and then now it just really fell off. So I just think that Jerry Jones trying to rebuild a defense that he couldn't rebuild in the offseason. If he would
Hmm.
have put more of a focus on it, Jerry Jones historically don't spend money in free agency
Right.
to fill in gaps and needs for the team, and so unfortunately, he allowed that defense to
How
not.
can you win now if you don't believe in the trade? You only believe in the draft? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I think he just he wouldn't sleep at the wheel and didn't realize how bad his defense was this year. But now, what I'm saying, in my opinion, season over. So now he just have to collect pieces for the 2026 season, and hopefully he'll attack the defense through free agency and draft in a way where what I'm saying they could be successful.
Yeah. I think this next one is a real good. I
Mm-hmm.
believe in both of these trades. I didn't get to really see Draymond Jones this year really get out, but he is really good. They get the Ravens get Draymond Jones, and then the Titans get a conditional 2026 5th-round pick.
I like trade for both teams.
Yeah.
I think Titans need to, like I said, tear it down, start over. Like
Yeah.
at this point, what I'm saying, they just bad. They the worst team in football. And
I,
with the Ravens, they still feel like they can win the division. The Ravens have a easy schedule. So they could easily win off 7, 8 games straight and catch Pittsburgh Steelers and overtake them in the division. This is how easy the schedule is for the Ravens. Their schedule is weak. And
yeah.
so them still going after defensive help because their defense is real bad this year was a smart move on the Ravens because they could still win this division if, what I'm saying, everything goes in place as far as the people that they traded for, what I'm saying, fitting the transition of the defense that they have currently.
Okay, moving on. Hey, big girl, how you doing? Moving on. Eagles land uh, edge, Jalen Phillips, and the Dolphins get a 3rd-round pick. Shit, they need a 1st-round pick if you ask me. But go ahead.
The Eagles being the Eagles, they always trade. That's why they stay good. They don't never be
They
sleep at the wheel.
active. They super active. It's
Yeah.
a Super Bowl team, and they active.
They traded for 3 players this past week. They traded for Jalen Phillips. They traded for Jared Alexander, who was kind of washed up, but say he can still give him something on the defensive end. And I think they traded for another person. I forgot who the other person was, but at the end of the day, this was a good trade for the Eagles. Like I said, I think they messed up by allowing I want to say Huff to be let go to the Jets, and they didn't really get nothing to replace him with. But one thing about Holly Roseman, he don't never sleep at the wheel. If he feel like he got something that's missing, he gonna go get it. F them picks. And so, and for the Dolphins, again, that defense deteriorated the last 2 years, and it's clear that Tua's not the guy, and they lack leadership within the organization, not only at the top but in the coaching staff. So you gotta blow it up, and then next year, like I say, rebuild the team through free agency and draft, and hopefully that next year the Dolphins, if whoever they get at quarterback, because I think they're gonna just rip the band off on Tua and get somebody else. Either say free agency. Don't sleep on somebody like a Kyler Murray going to the Dolphins in free agency, or and then draft. Take the picks that they get from the Eagles trade and try to rebuild that defense that way.
Okay. Me personally, I think that the Dolphins need to blow it up, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Tua need to go wherever he could be a 2nd-string backup quarterback.
I got you.
He needs to go take off running to try to, land in a good, nice spot. You know what I mean? But, surely the Dolphins need just about everything. They just as worse as the damn Saints to me.
Yeah.
The next one up is they both get B minus Eagles, and the Ravens get a B plus. Cornerback Jerry Alexander, I don't know who he is. You can tell me who he is. And then 2027 7 pick. And then the Ravens get a 2026 6th-round pick, which they really need to really make up for what was going on this year. But you go ahead.
Well, I just talk about this trade just previously when we were talking about the Phillips trade with the Ravens. Jared Alexander. No, I mean the Eagles trade with Phillips trade, yes. But Jared Alexander used to be a perennial Pro Bowl, all pro quarterback, one of the best in the league. But this year he clearly looked like he washed up. And so, you know what I'm saying, he's not the same quarterback that was highly sought after, you know what I'm saying, when he was with the Green Bay Packers. Even up until last year, he was playing well. It just, like I said, it just fell off. So, but the Eagles, it's a low risk, high reward, you know what I'm saying, type of deal. Maybe Jared Alexander could have one last run in him to get to help the Eagles get the Super Bowl win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you know, by them being the champions, that's gonna bring something else out of them. You know what I mean? Whoever it is going to that type of team, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I agree. And so that's why, like, we can see what's gonna happen when it comes to Jair Alexander, but it's like he wasn't what the Ravens probably thought he was gonna be one thing, but his play really had declined and slipped. And so I just think they in a situation where they have to when I'm talking about the Ravens, like they just have to reevaluate their defense during the all season and try to pick up pieces that really fit their system. But as for the Eagles, you know, so they just doing their thing when it comes to try to collect pieces and try to make one more Super Bowl run because, like I said again, at some point the clock is gonna run out. How you doing, boss man?
Hey,
What's
boss
going
man.
on, y'all? What, man? Y'all up here, man. Ain't nobody win the draft. Ain't nobody win the trade deadline, man. Stop that.
We've been honest, boss man. That's all. We're just going through team by team.
I understand, but ain't if you just look at it for totality and face value for what it is, ain't no team get no better, man.
Well, I know.
Hold up. I will say that I ain't mean to cut you off, Duvall. My bad.
Go ahead, boss man. It's you.
But I will say this. I know y'all on the Ravens trade Jair Alexander to the Eagles, but I will say this. Out of the one that I really like is Shahidi from New Orleans going to Seattle.
I said that was a home run trade. I said that.
Him and Jackson Smith and Jigba and the way Sam Darnold's playing. See, I know what Sam Darnold's capable of doing because he was with my Vikings last year. And I was, like I told my son, I was so pissed off when they let him walk, even though Kevin O'Connell is hell-bent on J.J. McCarthy, right?
Yeah, that's his guy.
And, that's his guy. He's invested in him. But we still should have kept Sam Darnold around. Now, I want y'all to look at this. We let Sam Darnold walk, and we let Daniel Jones walk because we brought Daniel Jones in late as a backup.
Yes.
Our backup, we let Nick Mullins go. Now I forgot my backup because I don't pay too much attention to a Vikings backup unless it's Cleveland and Shedeur Sanders, right?
Yes.
So now look what Danny Dimes is doing with the Indianapolis Colts, right? Making them a formidable team. Look what Sam Darnold could easily be in the MVP discussion.
Yes.
And I agree with you, Duvall. That pick with, the trade with that to get Shahidi, the speedster from New Orleans, to get him up there with Jackson Smith and Jigba, that's going to be scary.
Yes.
But I think the reason why, because y'all on this Ravens Jair Alexander trade.
Yeah.
Jair Alexander is not the same player when he played for the Green Bay Packers.
Told him.
That's what he just said.
He's not the same player. And, you know, Lamar Jackson was excited when Jair Alexander got traded to the Ravens when they picked him up. But that ship is sailed.
They thought he had something left.
Yeah.
Even last year, he was playing at a Pro Bowl level. He just got injured. And for us to go back to your team with the Vikings, I understand why Kevin O'Connell did what he did. Because I think he started to get that, I want to say, Sean McVay reputation.
Yeah. And
like he
I
don't
don't
watch the quarterback. And so when you have that type of mentality, think about what you just said. Sam Donald, Kirk Cousins before that.
Yeah.
Then you got Daniel Jones that was there for a cup of coffee, but he was on the practice squad. So he got into the Kevin O'Connell way of quarterback school. And so he feel like all those plays he quote unquote made and revitalized their career, he felt like maybe JJ McCarthy he could do the same thing, and he could do that for the cheap because you know what I'm saying, with that Ricky scale, you could add more pieces because you know what I'm saying, the Ricky deal where you don't have to pay a Sam Donald.
Yeah.
He probably
because they was going to have to pay Sam Donald. They was going to have to pay him.
Yes.
He probably had to pay Sam Donald $35 million just you know what I'm saying, just to get him back there.
Yeah.
And Daniel Jones, you ain't really know what Daniel Jones was. And so
look. Okay, Duvall. I want you to take I want you to hear me out on this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Brian Daboll, right? Yeah. New York Giants head coach. I want you to hear me out on this. This is when I be trying to tell guys about organization and coaches, right?
Yes.
And their schemes.
Yes.
You see how Saquon Barkley played when he was a New York Giant, right?
Yes.
He signs over there with the Philadelphia Eagles. First year, he could have broke Eric Dickerson's 2,000 rushing yards, right? But they set him down the last game to preserve him for the championship run, right?
Yeah.
Get in the playoffs. They made a run. You saw what he did. You saw what he did in the snow, right?
Yes.
He won a Super Bowl, right?
Yes.
Then Danny Dimes was under Brian Daboll, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Look how atrocious Danny Dimes looked when he played with the New York Giants.
Right.
So now he went over to Minnesota. We didn't get to see him because he was just a backup, just in case, you know, Sam Darnold went down. We got a serviceable backup because he was an NFL starting quarterback, right?
Yeah, he was on the practice squad, yes.
Exactly. So now we let him go. He signs on with the Colts. Anthony Richardson, they was highly coveted with him in Indianapolis, right?
Yes.
He takes his job. Look what Danny Dimes is doing under a new coaching regime, right? So when Danny Dimes took over in New York, a lot of people like, oh, man, you know what I'm saying? But I look at the coaching and their schemes, right? Because now we got a situation that's developing in Cleveland. They traded Joe Flacco, right?
Yes.
Look what Joe Flacco's doing with the goddamn Cincinnati Bengals. 2 games we didn't seen Joe Flacco throw for 400 yards against the Pittsburgh Steelers and then against the Jets.
Historic games.
This cat is 41 years old. Old Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Right.
That ship has sailed, but under Kevin Stefanski, because he don't know how to evaluate quarterback talent. Yeah, he's a 2-time coach of the year in the NFL, but at the same time, we've seen 2 years in a row that Kevin Stefanski has been stripped of the offensive play calling duties, right? They had Ken Dorsey, they let him go.
Yes.
So this is what I'm saying. Kevin Stefanski, they brought in Tommy Rees as an offensive coordinator. Yes. Offensive coordinator, normally he calls plays, right?
He does.
Why wasn't Tommy Rees calling plays from the start?
Kevin Stefanski still feel like it's his team, and he want to go down on the ship. He want to go down his way.
He gonna go
down on the sword.
He want to go on the sword. Ain't no damn switch. He passed the bro. He passed the ship. See, going down with the ship means that, you know, it's holes there that just couldn't really be filled. He has the ultimate person that he's not giving a chance to turn the whole organ. I mean, the one kid that they have, of course, putting butts in the seats, even when he's just a fourth, fifth string QB that they title him, even as a fourth, fifth stringer that they got there, he's putting butts in seats. But just the sauce that he has and the power that SHEDEUR just give off to the veterans, and the hope what KEYSHA have been covering for over a month, 2 months now, and just putting the spotlight on SHEDEUR and everything. The things, I thank you for that too, brother. Thank you, boss, for a lot of education that you do. But I think that what SHEDEUR brings to the table, Brother Duval, will ignite that whole, no matter what the case is. Remember when we talk about how a rally old veteran go to Philadelphia and he'll become who he was, you know what I mean, just for that season so that they can see it again. The same thing is also true when you got a new blood that's in there, that the people, man, listen, them veterans that's there, they know that these people are filling up the stadiums for SHEDEUR. They know that they just want to even just look at this kid. You got what I'm saying? How would that rejuvenate their careers? Just let them see what he was doing. They were excited just in the doggone preseason game. And look how exciting that the veterans was thinking that he was gonna come back, but then that put a black cloud over everything, the way that they doing this process with this boy. So I'll leave it there. I'll let Boss and y'all handle that part. But I just think that, you know, when Jair Alexander is one of those examples of, you know what I mean, one of them veterans that's going to be all right. Because he going to a championship team. I think that he going to be, you know what I mean, because everybody is up right now. Everybody is high octane. And I think that he'll be that what they need to go into the playoffs. So I'll leave it for y'all. I'll leave it right there.
Go with Jair Alexander, man. Do you really think he gonna get some playing time with Philadelphia?
But when he come in though, KSAP, he gonna be litty. He gonna have time now to heal whatever.
Well, he was litty when he went to Baltimore and still was getting burned.
Yeah.
He just didn't play well in Baltimore.
But he had injuries too, though, bro.
Well, okay. Well, so just because he went to the Eagles, them injuries just gonna all of a sudden disappear?
It give you something else, though. You know what I mean? Going to the Super Bowl, it give you, you know, you played this game.
Okay, but I'm just saying. But I just don't think, me personally, like I think Duval probably said it too. I just don't think we getting the same Jair Alexander that we had in Green Bay.
Yeah, he's washed, but I think he might be better with the Eagles because the Eagles do have a front four. They have a pass rush. And once you have a pass rush, you don't need great quarterbacks to really be successful in a defense like that. I think Baltimore, their defense is bad. It is real bad. But I want to answer your question, boss man, from what you said previously, and then I'm gonna circle it back to SHEDEUR because everything finna make sense. The case of Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones, it's a matter of going to the right team with right personnel. Saquon Barkley went to a team that's loaded with Pro Bowlers and with the best offensive line in football that previous year when he went for 2,000 yards, something that Giants never had. They never had a good line. They never had a good receiver that even Daniel Jones could even throw to. I think his best receiver at that point was Slayton. Darius Slayton.
They didn't have Victor Cruz.
Victor Cruz, but no, I'm talking doing Daniel Jones Senior. I'm talking doing Daniel Jones Senior.
Slayton.
Slayton. That's why I say Darius Slayton. That's his
Darius Slayton.
Nah, man, you can't do nothing with that.
But still, man, I mean, it's your job as a quarterback, right? And your offensive coordinator and your coach to put you in a position where you're going to succeed. That's why you get paid the big bucks to draw up plays. It could be some exotic plays, man, to make your quarterback be comfortable, right? But it's like we've seen so many times that Daniel Jones just couldn't, like you said, the Giants' offensive line was suspect. You know, he was in harm's way a lot. But I've always said as a quarterback, your IQ should be, you know, high enough to know when to make the right throws.
Yeah, I think in the case of Daniel Jones, like with the Indianapolis Colts, his offensive line is one of the best in football. He had Pittman, which is a great number 2 type receiver. He's not a number 1, but if he was a number 1, he'll be a low end number 1. And Warren is like one of the best tight ends in football. And then you got a great defense with the Colts. So Daniel Jones have a team with the Colts right now that's set up to win. He's just the missing piece. And that's the same thing with Saquon Barkley with the Eagles. And so the circle this with SHEDEUR, the reason why SHEDEUR is not getting playing time like that, because like we said months ago, me and Lakeisha, and y'all ain't want to hear us, they did not want him. The owner wanted him. The coach did not want him. So the coach is hell-bent on not playing him because he don't want him.
I already knew the coach didn't want him. This was a Jimmy Haslam and Andrew Berry pick for SHEDEUR.
That's what I'm saying.
The coach is Dylan Gates.
They was talking about me. They was telling me this.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why the coach is hell-bent on not playing him. That even though he brings excitement, I think SHEDEUR would be good in that situation. He got some weapons that he could throw to, but they did not want him. And if they play him and he's successful, then people get the question, why y'all ain't play him beforehand when y'all could have? And they don't like being questioned like that, especially Stefanski. Stefanski would rather just down his sword and
down the sword
instead of doing the right thing and playing SHEDEUR and see what he got. Because the season's over. The season's over. And that's why when they traded Flacco to the Bengals, the reason why Flacco got a new leash on life, when you got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, shit, anybody could look good under that.
No, so, but I agree with you. I agree with that, Duvall. But this is my position on that.
It's not just that though. But go ahead.
This is my position on that. When Joe Flacco was starting with the Cleveland Browns, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why they brought Jerry Jeudy in was he's a big play receiver, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go back to last year, Jerry Jeudy caught over 87 balls for over 1,200 yards and 8 TDs, right?
Oh, he did his thing.
This year, started the season, in totality with Joe Flacco under the helm. He got most of his stats with Joe Flacco. This cat got 22 receptions for 217 yards, and most of them was with Joe Flacco, right?
Yeah.
Joe Flacco is not there no more. When we talk about Dylan Gabriel cannot push the ball down the field. He's a dink and dunk type person. But a lot of people make this suggestion that Jerry Jeudy drops a lot of balls. I don't care about that. Jerry Jeudy is your big time playmaker. He is the person that blows the top off the defense, right? And if you can't get him the ball, and it goes back to the point that you made about, Joe Flacco with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Joe Flacco was in the Cleveland Browns organization for a couple months through training camp and everything, right? Learn the playbook and everything. He gets traded to Cincinnati. 5 days on the job, 10 days later, they play the Pittsburgh Steelers. Their big-time playmaker and Jamar Chase, before that, was not getting the balls targeted to him that much, right?
Jay Brown was trash.
He was trash. And Jamar Chase showed his frustration on the sidelines, right? Every time they got a chance to talk to Jamar Chase by his locker, he voiced his frustration. All of a sudden, Joe Flacco comes in there. One game, you break an NFL record, you get targeted 19 times for 16 receptions.
Yep.
Now you do the math. Now you go back to the Cleveland Browns situation with Kevin Stefanski, Tommy Reese, and Dylan Gabriel. Jerry Jeudy's your big time play making receiver. Do you know how many targets Jerry Jeudy got against the New England Patriots?
Probably 3.
He got 2 targets, no receptions, no yards. Do you know Jerome Ford is a running back? And Jerome Ford had 8 targets, 5 catches for 29 yards.
He's a Dylan Gabriel is a poor man's Alex Smith.
That's what I'm saying. I said that, Duvall, when people said when I made that or something, when I said that he's a check down Charlie like Alex Smith was when he was in Kansas City. But the difference in Alex Smith, they was winning.
Yeah.
And the thing about Jerry Jeudy, he's already said in some of his his interviews, SHEDEUR Sanders throws probably one of the best balls in the NFL. And we got to get the ball down the field. And you say things, you really don't want to take a shot at your quarterback, but he's taking a shot at his quarterback.
Yeah.
We got to get this passing game going. Because like somebody said, your defensive catalyst and Myles Garrett, when he starts getting frustrated, because you know his name came up in trade talks that Philadelphia was going to give up 3 first-round picks to get Myles Garrett. Now, if you don't keep Myles Garrett happy this year, Myles Garrett gone.
Yeah, they're gonna trade him in all season.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Dylan Gabriel, the difference between him and Alex Smith was great at targeting the tight ends.
Yeah.
Dylan Gabriel can't even target the tight ends, and he got a good tight end, a Pro Bowler one in David Njoku.
But look, you see what he did to Njoku that one game against Pittsburgh. He threw the ball across and Njoku had to go up high for it. They took his legs out, and Njoku was out for 2 games, nursing the knee. He was throwing hospital balls.
And that's what I'm saying. So he's not no good. And so we all know that. But like I said, Stefanski's still going down that sword because he don't want Shedeur in there. He don't want to look wrong.
I totally agree with that.
And that's unfortunate. That's why I hated that he got drafted into that situation, because when you got a coach that clearly don't want you, he would do everything in his power to make sure you stay on the bench, even if it costs you his job. And that's not good coaching. That's not somebody that's thinking for what's best for the team. That's somebody that thinking what's best for himself and his ego.
Totally agree.
That's why he need to get up out of there. If they keep Shedeur after this season, get a coach that really gonna believe in him and believe in his vision, and give him an opportunity to play. Even that means hiring his daddy, because his daddy ain't doing good in Colorado.
Whoa, you said it.
And
Deion wants no parts in the NFL, man.
Wants no parts.
No.
He probably don't want
no
parts
shit.
of himself, but he probably wants some parts of his son. And so if he got opportunity to coach his son in Cleveland, I'm pretty sure he won't turn down that opportunity and bring his staff with him. But like I said, even if they don't do that, at least bring in a coach that has a vision of Shedeur and see they can get something out of him and give him the opportunity to play. Because
Deion Sanders just demoted his offensive coordinator and Pat Shermer. So hey.
Can I say one thing?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Keysha.
I gotta listen to all y'all run y'all mouth.
Don't come up and start trolling. Don't start trolling.
That, Keysha.
At the end of the day, I don't think Shedeur Sanders. The day is about to end, and the day is going to end with Shedeur Sanders not really getting a chance in Cleveland, because next year Cleveland
Deshaun Watson
is going to have. Cleveland's going to already have a high pick again, and if they're not sold on him right now, they're probably going to go pick another quarterback, because they are.
That's what it's already going to be. Tony Rizzo already said that's happening.
So I get the whole Prime thing, but if I was Prime, I would advise him not to go into the midst of that foolishness that's going on in Cleveland, because they are going to do what they've already proven to you and shown you that they're going to make decisions for you as a coach. Stefanski is rebelling because he doesn't have complete control of his team. And you think they're going to give it to Prime? They're not going to give it to Prime.
No.
So let me add this up.
Being a lame duck. Go ahead.
Let me add this up before you keep going. Not only Cleveland Browns going to have a high pick, they're going to have Jacksonville's pick.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't hear that last part. It broke up.
They're going to have Jacksonville's pick because of the Travis Hunter trade. Now, that pick going to be in 24 because we're going to be in the playoff, but still.
I just wanted to put this up here real quick. Somebody sent this to me, and they said they in the know. He said, "KEYSHA, I'm gonna tell you, when Shedeur plays, no speculation. Dylan gets 2 more games from there. Shedeur gets 7.
Yeah, the bye week coming up.
They already on the bye week. They played the New York Jets on Sunday.
Okay.
They had a bye week last week.
Let me tell you something, KEYSHA. I believe it. I'm gonna tell you in reference to my Saints. The Saints gave what's that boy name? That look crazy, Rattler. They gave Rattler his games, and now they're gonna give Tyler Show his games, right?
Tyler Show.
He's a rookie. They have a high draft pick next year. If they that is only a what you call it a tryout. Yeah. If they don't see what they need to see, they're going into the draft and get another quarterback. Same thing with Cleveland.
Oh, the Saints need another quarterback. They need one.
Mm-hmm.
I know,
Tyler
but
Shuck
what
ain't
I'm
hitting on
saying
nothing.
is, I understand that, but what they did was the same thing Cleveland's doing. Dylan Gabriel's getting his chance to show what he can do, and then Shedeur Sanders will get his chance to see what he can do because they know they have the high pick next season. They giving them they try. That's the same thing that's going on in New Orleans.
Watch this, Keisha.
Neither one of them guys are gonna make it.
Listen, let me tell you this about the Cleveland situation. They know that they got a franchise quarterback in Shedeur Sanders, and they know once he gets them keys, Dylan Gabriel's career is basically over.
Yes.
Because there's no other team that Dylan Gabriel can go play for. He will be a third string quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And they know they know what's going on.
You know I disagree. You know why I say that? The only way I will believe it is this case that they fired Stefanski because they're gonna force Stefanski to play Shedeur.
No, but this is what I'm saying.
Do you think he's gonna coach a great enough game to make Shedeur look good?
But watch this, Keisha. I've always said this about Shedeur. Shedeur got that it factor. You can call any type of play that you want for Shedeur. But as long as Shedeur got that playbook and got that risk card on his thing, and he come up to the line of scrimmage and he don't like that bullshit that Kevin Stefanski sent in, Shedeur gonna check out of that shit.
Audible. He gonna audible.
Because he all you gotta do. Oh yeah, I know so. I've seen it in Colorado. And when you got a receiver that you got rapport with, you just say, hey, I'm coming your way. You just get open.
So you think Stefanski is gonna let that ride?
Kevin Stefanski then relinquished his play calling duties. It's all on Tommy Rees now.
Okay.
And Tommy Rees is an offensive coordinator. He got hired to be an offensive coordinator. See, the thing about head coaches, they need to stay being head coaches.
Head coaches, that was his problem.
They got to stop being, I want to call the plays on offense and I want to call the defensive plays. Everybody's not cut like that. And Kevin Stefanski is not cut like that. The thing about Kevin Stefanski, I have no problem with Kevin Stefanski. He is a good head coach. He's a 2-time NFL Coach of the Year. But Kevin Stefanski got himself in a pickle in this situation because of the bullshit he said early in the season when he said this is going to be an open quarterback competition.
But he said.
But if he a 2-time Coach of the Year, why he don't see that Shedeur is better than the other guy?
Because the theory out there, Keisha, that we've always been talking about, he dislikes Shedeur. It's some kind of something that's going on behind closed doors that he has this animosity towards Shedeur Sanders where he's not going to play him. Because like y'all said, Kevin Stefanski, that's Dylan Gabriel's guy. He's going to go down on the sword unless Jimmy Haslam and Andrew Berry come from the top and say, you got no choice but to put Shedeur in the game. That's what you got to do. Because Kevin Stefanski made it. He told y'all that he didn't even know Joe Flacco got traded. That came up from the top. That came up from Jimmy Haslam and Andrew Berry.
He said he got the reports on TV just like we did.
Look, I completely agree with you, K7. I'm just trying to ask you a question. You're telling me that he is just that different, that he's going to be able to flourish in the middle of all this chaos.
Yeah, Shedeur, he's a little different.
He's definitely different.
Shedeur, he got that gene.
We're going to see in 2 games.
I can't look, Keisha. I can't even say we're going to see it in 2 games. Until I see it, that's when I'll believe it.
Me personally, I don't want to put I wouldn't put all the pressure on that young guy because this is not a great situation.
Shedeur, pressure don't bother Shedeur
at all.
Let me get in here real quick.
Yeah, pressure bothers everyone. They just handle it different.
What Shedeur handled is different.
Let me get three quick things. Let me get 3 quick things, Lakeisha. Thing number 1. Dylan Gabriel. You know why he got such attachment to Dylan Gabriel with Kevin Stefanski? Y'all know they got the same agent.
They got the same agent.
That's one. Number 2.
No, wait, hold on, Duval. I thought you was gonna say that was his long lost kid. Just having the same agent make it okay. Go ahead.
But there's ties to this. Look at Ed Stefanski. You know, he has some ties to the Philadelphia 76ers. And Allen Iverson was there. Look at all that shit that happened there.
Yeah.
I mean, the shit people just tying pieces
Dylan
together.
Gabriel is worth him. Look, Dylan Gabriel is worth him losing his job. But go ahead.
Kevin Stefanski's going down on his sword, Keisha.
We don't know why,
but KEYSHA, this cat can't even answer questions when it's pertaining around SHEDEUR. But go ahead.
He don't even say his name.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Devon.
Go ahead, Devon.
Second thing, Tommy Reese, the offensive coordinator, right?
Yeah.
Do y'all know that's the only person that have a great rapport with SHEDEUR? So he get to check out the plays and stuff like that because they have a great relationship. SHEDEUR don't have a great relationship with nobody else on the coaching staff but Tommy Reese. They showed that when SHEDEUR was mic'd up. That's the only person they have a great relationship with. And so I think Tommy Reese would try to call plays to put him in a position to succeed.
They got to get, like you said, Devon, they got to get that offense. They got to get that passing game down the field going.
Yes. And so that's why I think it will work. And as far as Kevin Stefanski, when he puts SHEDEUR in the game, at that point, he's going to be checked out. He already know that, you know what I'm saying, the check going to be in the mail at the end of the year. He going to be fired. I will put his house on Willow.
By the Cancun. He going to Cancun.
You know, yeah. He
you know, the reports out there, the Cleveland media said, man, they don't know if he making it coming back next year. But
they
look,
don't even make it if he making it in a few couple weeks.
I want to point something out to you guys real quick that you probably don't know. Out of the 4 games that y'all seen of Dylan Gabriel, what have y'all saw?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Now, coming into the draft, right? He was on nobody's big board. He was a 4th, 5th round pick at best, right?
Backup status.
This was the scouting report on Dylan Gabriel coming in to the NFL. Now, when I pull this up and I go over this scouting report, I want y'all to just think, is this what we have seen in Dylan Gabriel over these 4 games? Take a look at this. Dylan Gabriel's weakness, right? Undersized frame at 5'11". That was generous because he's only 5'9", 5'10" at best. 205 pounds. Now listen, Gabriel is significantly smaller than the prototypical NFL quarterback. His height can affect his line of sight and create challenges for middle of the field throws. Have we seen that become a trend with Dylan Gabriel in these first 4 games?
Absolutely.
Arm strength. His arm talent is considered average at best for NFL level and lacks the elite velocity to consistently drive the ball downfield in the tight windows. Have we seen that from Dylan Gabriel over 4 games? Now look, the conservative approach. Some scouts observe that Gabriel will often too quick check down with pass up opportunities for bigger downfield shots. Have we seen that from Dylan Gabriel in the first 4 games he's played?
Absolutely.
The inconsistent downfield throws. His deep passes often lack the velocity to lead receivers, and his placement on throws outside of his comfort range could be erratic. Does that describe Dylan Gabriel in a nutshell?
Absolutely.
But I got a question for you, KEYSHA.
What's that?
Barry knew this. He the GM.
But listen.
Why he drafted?
That Kevin Stefanski drafted him.
Kevin.
No,
that's
hold
Kevin's
on.
guy.
I get that. Hear me out.
I'm listening.
Who is in charge of the draft? The general manager or the coach?
It's supposed to be the GM and the general and the owner. But that was
final say.
He got final say over the GM.
Yes. GM came in after GM came in. Barry came in after Kevin
I'm confused.
Stefanski.
So if Stefanski had final say so, he wouldn't have drafted SHEDEUR.
I'm telling you, the owner.
That was the owner. Owner just trumped him on that.
So hold on. So let me get this straight. So Stefanski got pulled sometimes and not other times.
KEYSHA, I don't care how you slice it and dice it. That was Kevin Stefanski's pick with Dylan Gabriel. He handpicked Dylan Gabriel. That was his guy.
With you, KEYSHA. All I'm saying is the GM could have said no.
There's no rhyme or reason why it didn't go down like that. Kevin Stefanski wanted him, and he got what he wanted. That's just the bottom line.
Like Teaspoon wanted Angel.
I can't give you no answer on why they didn't trump him and say, nah, we don't want this guy.
That's my point.
I could give you the answer.
Why?
Jimmy Haslam has a history of trumping decisions that benefits him. He did it with Deshaun Watson. He don't.
Oh, I'm not talking about that.
Don't say the owner. So when the owner's telling them, hey, you know, Kevin Stefanski got final say. When the owner's telling you, hey, y'all gonna draft SHEDEUR, guess what they're gonna do? Draft SHEDEUR.
But I'm not talking about SHEDEUR though.
But I'm talking about in normal situations, Kevin Stefanski got the final say, not Jim Barry. But in a situation with SHEDEUR, the owner said draft him. And so that's why I'm saying that at the end of the day, it comes down to Kevin Stefanski did not want him. And he did not want him under any circumstance because he heard the rumors behind the scenes with the draft process and everything else. And so from that standpoint, that's the reason why we are in the situation that we are in when it comes to SHEDEUR and Sanders at this point in time. Cleveland is dysfunctional.
I get that. I'm just...
You know something, Keysha?
He's still stuck on Dylan Gabriel.
In this situation, I understand what you're saying, Keysha. But in this situation, we got a liquor bottle, right?
Dylan.
Yeah. In this situation that you're asking us, we got a liquor bottle, right? And there's no more liquor. We can't squeeze no more liquor out of that thing. And this is the situation we in. You're asking us why. That's the reason that everybody wants to know the why.
Look, face that, because if you Trump, because we want SHEDEUR, I would have trumped and told you, look, don't pick that dude up.
No, I understand what you're saying. Everybody wants to know the why in this situation. Why did Kevin Stefanski handpick Dylan Gabriel? Everybody wants answers. The Cleveland media wants answers. G. Bush wants answers. They all want answers.
He was a backup. He was a backup-worthy quarterback.
But
this goes to the point about the collusion of SHEDEUR Sanders.
I submit to you guys, the answers have been told to Barry and the owner, though.
Nah, I disagree. I disagree, Keysha. I mean, we can agree to disagree. Don't nobody. That's Kevin Stefanski, man. It's like
that man got a lot of power.
Nah, it ain't even about power. It's not even about power.
That's telling me not even nobody in the building knows why Kevin Stefanski picked Dylan Gabriel.
Because he don't like SHEDEUR Sanders, and SHEDEUR Sanders was Jimmy Haslam and Andrew Berry's guy.
Now you said from what I read and everything else, they said that Kevin Stefanski tried to pick Dylan Gabriel so they wouldn't pick SHEDEUR.
Yes.
So Haslam wouldn't have the impulse to say, hey, pick SHEDEUR in the third round. So that's why they try to get a quarterback then. So they can say, well, we already got a developmental guy, so we don't need another one. But when he was there the fifth round,
they had no choice but to grab him up.
And that's when the owner like, nah, we finna get SHEDEUR, and that's why they got SHEDEUR. But the original plan is they wanted to draft any quarterback in the third round, just to say they don't need a developmental quarterback because we already drafted one. And because so happened, Stefanski and Dylan Gabriel got the same agent, that's a relationship there. So he probably did his agent a solid.
Man, they got reports that Kevin Stefanski is out with the Gabriel family eating dinner, man. Come on.
Oh, yeah, they was at the basketball game. Matter of fact, they was at the basketball game. They was at the Cleveland Cavaliers basketball game.
Yeah, and I tell people the owner and general manager they orchestrate the roster. It's up to the coach to play you. Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna give you a prime example. Aaron Glenn. First, when he got the job with the New York Jets, one of his players was acting up. He said, nope, we can't do him. Kicked him off the team. He released him. Yep. That's just the way it goes, man. I have no rhyme or reason.
Unfortunately, and the reason why I keep bringing that up is, unfortunately, I think Barry and Stefanski are going to lose their jobs. So
I think Barry might save his.
Oh yeah, I think Barry might have a chance to save his, but a lot of reports out there that Kevin Stefanski's on the hot seat, man.
He on the hot seat.
He on the hot seat.
Well, he been on it though. I mean,
he out of
like he's messing up the church's money right now.
Yeah, the thing is that Kevin Stefanski is willing to go on his sword at any time because he do not like SHEDEUR Sanders. He don't like him. He don't want him on the team. He don't want him to be walking behind him on the side of him with no clipboard. He don't want him on the team, period.
Can I give you an alternative, bro, Claude? I get where you come.
It's really the listen.
I don't like that person as a quarterback.
You cut out, KEYSHA. You cut out.
Oh, can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Now we can hear you.
Now.
Okay. Sometimes as a coach, you don't like that person as a quarterback. You just don't like you just don't like him the way he handles. He might not be your style of quarterback for whatever reason. I've seen hella talented kids sit for another guy that the coach likes.
Yes.
Simply because they don't fit their style of play or how they want to play or who knows? Because according to y'all, nobody knows what's going on in Kevin Stefanski's head.
No,
but I don't know what SHEDEUR Sanders could have done to make him hate him.
It ain't about that, KEYSHA.
Because he played everybody up on the team.
But KEYSHA, it's not about that. It ain't about you. Listen. I know you know this thing, but what the fellas and myself is trying to tell you. You know, I don't know Brother Duvall's sports background, but me and KEYSHA, we didn't play sports, and we didn't have people that not like us, that didn't play us. I didn't play for a coach that didn't play me before.
Politics.
I didn't have a coach. I mean, I didn't have a coach that just didn't like. He didn't never see me even before I even came to summer camp. Before I came even to summer camp, I hope some of my friends maybe be in the Facebook to hear this. But before I even, when I was in high school summer camp, before I could even get there, the coach was already saying I got a big mouth. He don't like the way I talk. Before I even did that, I had to have a prior coach come and see. I mean, my father had to come. So it happens, KEYSHA. That happens. I played the game. I'm telling you, it happens.
Let me add to this. I'm going to tell you where it started from. I'm going to tell you why Stefanski feel the way they feel about SHEDEUR. Let's blame Brian Daboll for this. And I'm going to tell you why I said that. It started in the combine when SHEDEUR approached Brian Daboll the way they approached Brian Daboll as if they was friends. Mm-hmm. And Brian Daboll was still evaluating SHEDEUR. It rubbed him the wrong way. He put the word out to other teams about how SHEDEUR was in the combine process. Mm-hmm. And so he already had a reputation among NFL teams based on what he was told. And that wasn't in addition to the SHEDEUR, the way he plays and his swagger during the games and stuff like that and doing the watch and all that stuff. Really rub white people the wrong way. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? Our confidence make white people uncomfortable. And so when you got those two things that's factoring in, he already have a perception about SHEDEUR even before he meets him. And then when you get him in the building, and then SHEDEUR maybe still come across a certain way, and then he see a lot of players, especially like his high-paid players, connect to SHEDEUR and not his guy, that really going to make him feel some type of way towards SHEDEUR. So it's all about politics, and it's all about perception. And once somebody have a certain perception and presentation about you, it's hard for you to change that person.
Because it's free notion. Yeah. It's free notion.
And that's why, Duvall, I completely agree with you. And that's why I know the owner made a big, big mistake.
And watch this. I'm going to piggyback off what Duvall said about Brian Daboll. What's the difference in Jackson Dart on the sidelines with his hat backwards and sunglasses on?
Nothing.
but white.
But they made a big deal out of SHEDEUR.
He got swag. They say he got flavor.
That's what I'm saying. They love what Jackson Dart up there doing, going into the end zone, dancing, doing the take me through there, take me through there. They like all that.
Take me through there.
They like all that. And it goes back to what Keysha said about these coaches. Nobody has a concrete answer on why Larry Brown didn't play the young guys in the 2004 Olympics.
Nobody. Nope. Nobody. And I'll tell you that, but I will tell you this, and I've said this multiple times. That's why the owner, he can't fire himself. But you know, at the end of the day, it was a horrible thing because you never want to make a coach take a guy that don't want.
Okay, I agree with that, Keysha. I mean, like I don't have no answer for it. I will say this, and I'm gonna wrap it up, and I'm gonna stop talking about this. I just pay attention to what I'm saying. Just follow me.
Go ahead.
Follow me here. Okay, Joe Flacco gets traded, right?
Yes.
At that particular time, it was Joe Flacco was QB1. Dylan Gabriel was QB2.
Mm-hmm.
SHEDEUR Sanders was the emergency quarterback.
Yes.
QB3, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Bailey Zappi was on the practice squad.
Yes.
Right? He was on the scout team.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
came back.
Any logical, chronological order. You trade Joe Flacco out, right?
Right.
You instantly promote Dylan Gabriel to quarterback 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Why was Kevin Stefanski so hell-bent on not naming SHEDEUR QB2?
Because he never wanted SHEDEUR.
Okay, that's what I'm saying, Keysha. He don't like SHEDEUR.
He don't like
SHEDEUR. He don't want SHEDEUR in the building.
And
right?
if I was the owner, I would have never pushed him on him.
But look, check this out. Check this out.
Before you continue, boss man.
And look,
I'm gonna tell you, you missed something before that.
But hold on. Okay, I'll let you clean it up when I say what I gotta say. I'll let you clean it up. And then Mary Kay Cabot asked him a direct question. Are you promoting SHEDEUR Sanders as quarterback 2? What did he do? He hopscotched over it. He couldn't face the music head on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So normally, if you're looking at it, you'd be like, okay, SHEDEUR should have been elevated to quarterback 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he started talking about how this is how he deflected. Well, we got Bailey Zappi on the he's an experienced journeyman, right?
Mm-hmm.
You started talking about Bailey Zappi.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Deshaun Watson name starts coming back up in the equation. Deshaun Watson can get medically cleared going into the bye week. But you didn't want to stand on them. You didn't want to face the music and say SHEDEUR is quarterback 2, right? So look what happened. Then I'll let you go, Duval. Going against New England. Oh, SHEDEUR Sanders got a back issue. We're going to deactivate this dude, and we're going to promote Bailey Zappi to quarterback 2. So now they on the bye week. The footage is out there. SHEDEUR on the private jet getting treatment on his back, up there with his daddy getting treatment in the Colorado facility and everything. SHEDEUR is back at practice today, moving around, throwing that ball like nobody else, just out there having a good old time, right? So then they get to the media availability with Kevin Stefanski. Mary Kay Cabot asked him a direct question. SHEDEUR is back at practice. Is SHEDEUR quarterback 2? Well, Mary Kay Cabot, he was limited at practice, and we'll see how he's feeling. Why can you not answer a direct question? So right now, as it stands, Bailey Zappi is still quarterback 2. We won't find out what the depth chart is until probably Friday.
That man probably gonna remain quarterback 2 because he never wanted SHEDEUR.
That's all I'm saying. So there's some kind of dislike, and there's something, a hidden agenda going on with Kevin Stefanski. He won't even mention SHEDEUR's name. This shit is so diabolical.
I'm gonna tell you how
his name.
I'll tell you. Let me just get this in right quick. There you go.
Go ahead.
Hold on. So if he was having a hard time mentioning the man's name, I'm pretty sure the owner recognized that too. Like, hey, you want to say that dude? Go ahead, Duval.
But hold up, before Duval go, let me squeeze this in. It was the call coming from Jimmy Haslam and Andrew Berry saying, "Hey, you better promote this You better promote your daughter quarterback too. That was their call. Go ahead, Duvall.
Now, a couple things to answer your question, Lakeisha. I'm gonna remind you of a situation. This happened to a similar person. Remember when Bill Parcells was with the Cowboys, and he had T.O. and he called him the player. Wouldn't that say his name? Because we knew Bill Parcells didn't want T.O. There's a Jerry Jones call. Yeah. So I'm gonna skip past that part. I'm gonna tell you how deep this rabbit hole goes, boss man, when it comes to SHEDEUR and him not the coach not wanting him and everything else. You know who the coach really wanted? It wasn't even Flacco. It was Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett.
That's who they wanted to be the starter. They wanted him to be the starter.
Yes.
And that was the report say. But they had to train Kenny Pickett because they would have looked back and they would have cut SHEDEUR and tried to get him on the practice squad. It would have fed into the racist agenda that everybody that the black people are promoting.
But you know, you go to the practice squad, you out there for everybody.
Yes. But even if he would have got cut, even originally, it would have just looked bad on a Cleveland Browns organization. Why did you cut this man if it's not racially motivated when this man was considered a first-round pick by everyone before the draft? And so they had to trade Kenny Pickett, even though they wanted Kenny Pickett to be the starter, even over Joe Flacco, because that's the only way they could save this situation and everybody save face. I'm saying the owner wanted SHEDEUR for money. Just like he wanted Deshaun Watson for money purposes. Just like he wanted Johnny Manziel for money purposes. That owner thinks about money. He don't think about what's best for the football team. He ain't give a damn how these coaches feel. He ain't give a damn when he drafted Johnny Manziel. He didn't care about how Ray Farmer, the GM at the time, felt. And how Mike Patton, the coach, felt. And he fired them both at the end of the season when Johnny Manziel burned and crashed in Cleveland. That owner is a bad owner. He's a hands-on owner. He's Jerry Jones without the microphone. He always got his hands on and never allow his football people to make football decisions unless he don't want nothing part of it. That's
the whole family like that.
Hold on, Duvall. I subscribe to what you're saying. That's why. What's the owner name? Has?
Yeah, Jimmy Has.
That's why I don't understand why you just didn't tell Stefanski's punk butt, hey, we drafted SHEDEUR Sanders and we're gonna ride this hype train all the way out. We ain't even messing around with no Dylan Gabriel.
Because his contract states. No,
stop, bro, Claude. Stop. Duvall explained to me how you don't just go with the hype train. Draft SHEDEUR and let's get this hype train going. Fuck you, Stefanski.
I think the best way I can answer this is this. Before the owner could even think about trying to draft SHEDEUR, Kevin Stefanski tried to get ahead of it by drafting Jim together. That's what I think he tried to do. And what I think Stefanski was hoping that somebody else would have drafted SHEDEUR in the third round somewhere else. Or the fourth round somewhere else. But once
they thought he would have been going. They thought they never had an opportunity to get him. They thought SHEDEUR would have been going.
And so by the time he got to the fifth round and nobody ain't touch him, now the owner's looking at it like, this guy is the talk of the draft.
Yep.
He's a money-making machine. And nobody want to touch him. Well, I'm finna make this money.
Yeah.
And that's why he drafted him in the fifth round. Because he thought that SHEDEUR was gonna be gone by the third.
They got that new stadium coming too.
Worst case scenario, before the draft, they thought worst case scenario, SHEDEUR was gonna be drafted by Pittsburgh Steelers at 20 in the first round.
Thought he was gonna go to the Raiders. Thought he was gonna go to New Orleans. They a lot of teams passed up on him. But I'm gonna say this and y'all this was a great show.
You know, I'm just saying.
I know. I understand where you're coming from, Keysha. But I want to ask you this, Keysha, and I'm gonna land my plane.
Go ahead.
When have you ever saw 6 quarterbacks at training camp?
Cleveland. Because it's Cleveland.
That's all 6 quarterbacks?
It's Cleveland.
And you wait and listen. I'm gonna get up out of here because I want Bro Call to end the show. But I will say this. 6 quarterbacks that came in to the Cleveland Browns training camp. Kevin Stefanski told y'all people that it's going to be an open competition. Everybody going to have an equal amount of opportunities to win this job, right? And to Duval's point, they wanted Kenny Pickett, right? Y'all took all this time in training camp giving Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett all these first-team reps.
Till they got hurt.
Until they got, thank you, Duval, until they got hurt, right? So now you telling me, now you got 2 rookie quarterbacks that Kevin Stefanski told you guys that we're going to develop these guys. Where's the development at? You spent all this time because Kenny Pickett got traded at the end of training camp to the Raiders. You let Hundley go back to the Baltimore Ravens. You trade Joe Flacco 3 games in. Now you got Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, Bailey Zappi, and an injured Deshaun Watson, which they said he should be cleared medically after the bye week, right? So you wasted all this time, but Kevin Stefanski came out and told everybody that it's going to be an equal opportunity. So then when Joe Flacco was there, Dylan Gabriel was getting first-team reps. They asked Kevin Stefanski now that Dylan Gabriel is QB1. Is Shedeur Sanders getting any first-team reps? No. Dylan Gabriel needs to get all the reps he can get. How diabolical is that?
Hold on.
Let me get in here before hey, I'm gonna let you do your thing. I'm finna just get in and out. I'm gonna tell you why it's so worse, boss man. When Shedeur played in that first preseason game with the first team, he looked great. They said, no, we can't allow this to happen. So what they do? The next preseason game, the last one,
put him in the last. Put him into the listen.
Fifth and sixth string lineman and receiver, knowing that he wasn't gonna look good.
Yeah, and look, the crazy thing about it is, Duval. The crazy thing about it is, the 4 to 5 linemen that will protect him, they are on nobody's NFL roster.
They all was cut. All of them.
All
was cut. All of them was cut.
All of them. They all at McDonald's or Starbucks or something like that.
And all that.
And you know what's crazy? And I'll let Keysha get in here because I'm done with it after this. Out of the 10 games that we've seen, including preseason, the Cleveland Browns play, Shedeur Sanders in one half put up 21 points. Do you realize that the Cleveland Browns have only scored more than 21 points one time, and that was against the Miami Dolphins? And Dylan Gabriel didn't even consider in that because it was all Quinshon Judkins in the goddamn defense. They took Dylan Gabriel out in the red zone to run the Wildcat offense.
Yes.
And Cleveland hasn't ran the Wildcat offense in decades since Joshua Quibbs was there. That's how diabolical it was. And Kevin Stefanski knows that Dylan Gabriel is not the guy, but he's doing everything to protect him. And you get down in the red zone and you bring Quinshon Judkins in there to get the ball in the end zone each time.
Yep.
And against Pittsburgh, you throw the ball 53 times and you can't even get in the end zone. 53 times.
I got a conspiracy theory
question. I think he threw only for 200 yards.
200 yards and didn't get in the end zone. Because what they did, hold up, Keysha, I'm going to let you get in there. Because what they did, they took a page out of what we didn't do in London against Cleveland. We let Quinshon Judkins run all over us, but we happened to squeak the game out. But Dylan Gabriel was no threat to us. He threw 1 touchdown in the red zone early in the game. Then after that, we neutralized him. So what Pittsburgh do that next game? They took the run game from Quinshon Judkins away from him. They forced Dylan Gabriel to throw the ball 53 down, and he didn't even manifest a touchdown. And if it wasn't for the Pittsburgh defenders that dropped the ball, Dylan Gabriel would have threw 6 picks.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
The conspiracy theorists want to know. Did Stefanski sabotage old man Joe Flacco?
I didn't think he wanted Joe Flacco. He wanted Kenny Pickett.
I'll answer this question.
Got a question.
I answer this question, and I'm gonna answer it correctly and firmly. He thought Joe Flacco was done.
Washed.
In the play calls that he was calling for Joe Flacco was bullshit. Because you see, he went over to Cincinnati, and they opened up the playbook for Joe Flacco, and he's straight out balling. Kevin Stefanski is not a play caller.
No.
So y'all just confirmed my point that, you know, it's more about who he like and don't like.
He don't like SHEDEUR.
He don't like
SHEDEUR. I disagree with y'all. He must have like old man Flacco either too much. He didn't try to help him.
I think he felt like Flacco was done.
I digress.
No, you can't digress, Keysha, because listen, I'm giving you what it is. Like Duvall said from the start, Kenny Pickett was supposed to be the guy.
They wanted Kenny Pickett.
Joe Flacco, they thought the ship sailed on Joe Flacco. But Joe Flacco
gonna make the chip sail a little bit more by play call.
And look, and he gonna go down on his sword with Dylan Gabriel. Until I see SHEDEUR Sanders in the game, that's when I'll believe something different.
So he sabotaged two guys.
I'm not saying he sabotaged Joe Flacco. It was the play call.
He didn't put him in the best position to win, though.
Exactly. He didn't sabotage him because we all know what Joe Flacco. We all know what Joe Flacco has done. We got the tape on Joe Flacco. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. We got the tape.
The only reason why I asked that question is because I heard Joe Flacco do an interview and he was just talking about it felt good too, you know.
Yeah. And look, now Kevin Stefanski.
That's why I said the conspiracy. That he was just talking like, you know.
But listen, Keysha. Now Kevin Stefanski can't even mention Joe Flacco's name, and I'm out.
Nope. Hey.
And what they say, word on the street is like, when it comes to Kevin Stefanski, his playbook is outdated.
He don't have no playbook. He ain't no goddamn offensive play caller. This is 2 years in a row that he has been stripped of the offensive play calling duties, man.
Hey, Seth, you dead on. You dead on because what didn't happen to Joe Flacco right now? What didn't happen? Me and Keysha was trolling the Pittsburgh people on a live because what didn't happen with Joe Flacco is not just an insult to injury, K-Sap. Let me tell you this, and y'all can continue. And we gonna end.
No, I'm done. I'm gonna let y'all got it.
Listen.
I love it though. I love it,
Brother Duvall. Not only, Sister Keysha, was this an insult to injury, okay? By the Browns sending him over to the Bengals, okay?
Inside the division, Mike Tomlin talked about
the division with them as an opponent, a direct way of trying to get. If they were trying to get into the playoffs. They would have to see this man once again, who they sent over there to the Bengals. Okay? Yeah. Okay? So now, here we go. He did not think that Joe Flacco with Kevin Stefanski's analysis, he did not think that Joe Flacco had anything that he needed in the tank to go anywhere he needed to be. He wanted Dylan Gabriel there for the job, period. Now, when Kenny Pickett, when Kenny Pickett was there, Kenny Pickett, I do agree. I think that Stefanski was cool with Kenny Pickett being there, but once Barry did his thing, Barry did his thing. He gone. He didn't know. He didn't know what was going on with Joe Flacco at all. Once that situation happened, Brother Duvall, it's already on notice that SHEDEUR, whatever's going on with SHEDEUR, he should be number 2 priority on that team, period. I don't give a fuck about no wide receiver, no running back, no Dylan Gabriel. SHEDEUR Sanders should be second priority.
Now let me give you a quick
what is going
history
on.
trivia. Let me give you a quick history trivia about this situation with Joe Flacco.
Go ahead.
Do you know when the last time a quarterback got traded within the division?
When?
Do anybody remember?
Like 40 years?
Nah, let me tell you the name. And y'all remember this name. Can I interest you in Donovan McNabb got traded from the Philadelphia Eagles to the
Washington Redskins.
Yeah, I remember that.
Nah, it was Redskins at the time.
And he was washed up.
Yeah.
So every reason he couldn't play no more. And that's why he traded within the division. So what I'm trying to tell you is the Stefanski and Barry, and I'm gonna say Barry, just figured that Joe Flacco can't play anymore. That's why they were comfortable trading him within the division. Because they didn't think Joe Flacco could come back and haunt them.
They all incompetent to me.
Yeah. They dysfunctional. But look, our land, y'all put on a great show.
Y'all got it.
Y'all started cooking. That was a great show, man.
They all
Came with
dysfunctional
the
to me.
devil's advocate.
Me personally, all of them should be fired.
I didn't mean to turn this into a SHEDEUR thing, but I just because y'all was talking about the trades and stuff.
It went right.
We basically wrapping that up. You know what I'm saying? We basically talking about the meat and potatoes of the trade. So we're good.
But can I say one thing? We finally put in the rookie. And we done won 2 games, y'all. Never mind, keep going.
Fuck that rookie.
KEYSHA.
Screw you.
KEYSHA.
What?
The New Orleans Saints.
Got no.
I ain't talking about the Saints. I'm not talking about the Saints.
Who you talking about?
I'm talking about the Pelicans.
Y'all squeaked out a win?
We streaked out 2 since we got Derek Queen out here trying to play. Gave up all that shit.
Hey, hold up, stop. Where'd Derek Queen? Hold up. Where'd Derek Queen from? Where'd Derek Queen from?
Why are you asking me all these doggone questions?
Well, you better do your research. Where'd Derek Queen come from?
I think from B-More.
Hey, hold on, Vol. KEYSHA was supposed to answer that question.
Where he from?
Where did he come from? Yeah.
Maryland, huh?
Okay,
is he a Baltimore kid?
That's all you had to say.
I don't know if he's a Baltimore kid. But
yeah, that's all you. The Vol answered the question for you, but I wanted you to answer it.
I thought that's Angel People. Okay. Ain't that Angel People? I thought that was a cousin.
I don't know.
Nah, that's you know, when he hit that shot last year, Angel was, you know, giddy. But yeah, you know, I just, you know, I'm glad you brought that up, KEYSHA.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, we was 0-6.
Yeah, but Zion down. Zion down.
And now we the 1-2 without. Never mind. Go ahead.
Okay, well,
them shoes good.
Look, hey, great show.
Leave them shoes on. Shut up.
I'm done, man. I appreciate you having me up, bro, Claude, man. This was fun.
Hey, man, great show, everybody.
I wish this. Me personally, I wish we could have did this on Simply Ball Dropping, man. I think we could. Yes. I think because this got interesting. I think this got interesting at the end. A lot of great point of views.
So we can tell you off on your own show.
Yeah, I think we need to. I mean, if y'all not busy tomorrow, y'all know I go on at 6:45. If y'all not busy tomorrow, man, we can cook up a show because I think this would be great for my audience, man. Because y'all came with it, man. Y'all, Duvall, you came with some shit tonight.
I appreciate it, man.
I'm a devil's advocate.
We need to branch out.
Yeah, KEYSHA over here playing motherfucking devil's advocate. That's what KEYSHA. I like that though.
Hey, Jacob, badass.
I like that. I like that.
They got us in the box.
Go Bulls.
Yeah, nah. Hey, Duvall, we don't get in that trick bag. We know how to stay out of there.
They got us in a WNBA box. We need to branch out. They got us in. That's what
I said. Hey, I done already branched out. That's what I'm saying.
I'm flying with you, Chief.
This type of show that we performed the last 30, 45 minutes on Bro Claw's platform. If I could have did this on my show tonight, I think we could have killed him. I think my audience would have been, because I did a show tonight. I had like about 8 to 10 people call in. 80 people was over there. My phone line was buzzing tonight.
You answered that phone again, and you wasn't scared, huh? You ain't got.
I'm not scared now. I'm not because I got a whole different audience. Got a whole different audience, man. And I would love to bring Duvall up in there, man, to give him a whole new perspective with my new audience.
I come in them on 6:45 tomorrow.
Yeah, so I just put the show. Yeah, T. Carmella, I was over there. Was you over there, T. Carmella? I didn't see you. Must have came up under another profile.
I think I seen her when I came in there.
Hey, TC, baby.
Well, that's what I'm saying. My chat was going so crazy. I couldn't really keep up. I was trying to give people shout outs, man. I was like, damn.
I wasn't there at the beginning, but when I came in there, I saw T. Carmella.
Okay, my bad, T. Carmella. I'm sorry.
I didn't even know you was live, boss.
Yeah, we need to branch out, Lakeisha. We in the box. They got us in the WNBA box.
Nah, we out of that.
We out of that.
We out of that, Devon. We out of
that. I can talk anything.
We moving and shaking.
I make y'all talk gymnastics and y'all be mad, but I make
I can talk cricket. Shit.
Hey, shout out to everybody that came for the World Series also.
Yeah, that guy from the Bay Area called in. I see you, T. Okay, then T. Carmella was there. Then okay, I apologize, T. Carmella. I do apologize. I didn't see you. Yeah,
I should have took your co-host right there money, because I told him the Dodgers was gonna win, and he was like, nah.
Nah, it's all good. But look, check this out. We're gonna cook one up tomorrow.
Okay.
We're gonna cook one up tomorrow, man. That'll be good, man. That'll be great to bring Duvall in there and give people another perspective on this. Because what I'm doing over there, Duvall, I'm talking Cleveland Brown and SHEDEUR, man, because it's always something new. It's always something new every day.
And I seen some clips because I always get Cleveland Brown radio clips every day.
Yeah, I get them too. People say, man, and that's the crazy thing. I got people sending me stuff, man. Like that comment that I put on the board earlier. That was one of my subscribers sent me that, man. He's in the Cleveland area, man. Mm-hmm. I had a dude come in the second time I went live. I had a dude come in. He gifted 10 memberships, man.
Dang. See, we need to get out the WNBA box.
I'm out of it.
No,
you out.
The Blue Jays lost.
But yeah, tomorrow, man, I'll get with y'all, man, and let y'all know, because I'll do a show first. I'll drop a video first, and then that's basically what my video. I piggyback my video off, and then that's what I go live. ADP was over there. Them callers was off the chain tonight.
Dang. Missing out on the party. We need to be over there tomorrow.
I ain't been part of the phone line in a minute.
Yeah,
gotta get my mind right.
Whole different perspective on these lives, man.
You know what, bro, Claude? Let's get up off here.
Yeah, bro, Claude, man. Run your show, man.
Up, bro, Claude.
Wrap it up.
Hey, look, I appreciate everybody that came. Those of you guys gonna catch it on the playback. Give me your comments and leave them down in the comment. Please be respectful, because my boss and the bosses gonna look through it. Please let me know, because I can be wrong and we all have our own opinions. Listen, as always, we leave as we came with another banger.
Oh!
Yeah.
Wimby posterized Bronny.
You see it?